Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is your preview for Chelsea versus Real Madrid in the second leg of a Champions League quarter-final. Normally I'd be coming on and being like, guys, this is the biggest game of the season, we're buzzing. But I have to come on here and be like, yeah, you know what, it's a preview against Real Madrid at home. Is it going to get any more dire than this right now? Honestly, I hope not. But with the fixtures that we've got coming up and we've got Real Madrid tomorrow, it's all really thick and fast because we haven't even really processed the loss against Brighton at home, I don't think. We're still on the fallout of that. Hence, there was no video yesterday because I was still contemplating everything and there really wasn't much news except for, you know, the normal standard things we hear with the manager search. Oh, guess what? We're still talking to Nagelsmann. We're still talking to Luis Enrique. Time's ticking. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need a new manager to come in tomorrow, but we need to have someone nailed down. This squad and the players need to know where they're heading right now. Everyone's heads are in the clouds. So this needs to be sorted. That's all that I'm asking for. When I was, I put it up on Twitter, I think, when was it? Earlier today, where the news about still talking with Nagelsmann and trying to come to an agreement which might take a few weeks now. Apparently, we've narrowed it down from 5 to 10 candidates to a handful, right? And the process could take about weeks for us to be able to nail someone on. That's not good enough. And I know that right now, yeah, we need to make the correct appointment. But we also have to be realistic, right? Look at who is actually available. Or if you actually have someone in mind for someone who has a job, right? Then that's going to take time, but get that done ASAP. Obviously, they're not going to come through the door tomorrow. It would be ideal if we could have a Nagelsmann or Luis Enrique walk through the door tomorrow. But it's not going to happen. However, to get an agreement in is all I'm asking for. Get the next manager ready. Get them ready. Don't wait till 1st of June for them to be like, okay, no, we've now come to an agreement. Like, because this, right now, in terms of what we're going through this season, is still dangerous. If we were in a situation where we'd be in the league table, for example, where we are 9th, right, or 10th, or even 11th, right, we're 11th, even if we're 11th, but the gap is so far, right, and at that point there's no danger, then fair enough, all right? We've literally got absolutely nothing to play for. We've put ourselves in a situation where we still technically have something to play for. Avoid the relegation zone. That is what we're playing for right now. And when you look at the fixture list, it's scary. It's scary. This is why I'm advocating for this urgency. Get a manager done. Get them done. ASAP. Because until that happens, this squad and the way that we're playing is only going to continue. It's only going to continue. And that leads me on to another point in terms of the news that we got earlier today in relation to Todd Bowley and Eghbali and Wiss, who went into the dressing room after the game at Brighton and spent an hour in there. We got Kepa come out at the press conference today talking about how it's done pretty frequently. It's a normal thing for the owners to come into the dressing room. I have to contextualize a few things here, right? Let me split this into two. Do I have a problem with the owners coming into the dressing room after a performance like that against Brighton? No, absolutely not. I don't have a problem whatsoever. They are absolutely correct to go into the dressing room for a performance like that and rip the team apart if they want to, right? No problem. But it's not just that. Kepa, in the press conference, said, no, it's a normal thing. They come in nearly every game. That's not right. That's not right. And it only leads on to the theories that many Chelsea fans now have in terms of the owners not letting the people at the club do their jobs. Because as much as we had a problem with Potter, we have a problem with Lampard, right? It was the owners that put them there in the first place. But listen, you put them there, you let them work. Let them work. Don't involve yourself in every single little thing. This is why I said, after the Brighton game, with a performance that stunk up the place, as bad as that, I have to say, I can't remember a game as bad as that in terms of performance. That was the lowest of the low. That was the low, and I've seen some low times, right? We've seen some low games. That was inexplicable in every essence of the word. So for the owners to come in, no problem. For that, only isolated incident, they come into the dressing room, they talk, they say what they want, no worries at all. But if they come into the dressing room every single match day, what's the point? Why are you involving yourselves that much? Let the manager do this job. And you know what? Not just in terms of letting the manager do his job, because right now we know, and just like we knew under Potter, and now it's Lampard, it's even worse, right? Are they cut for it? No. But the dynamic of a dressing room is between players and manager. No one else. If I'm a manager and I find the owner coming in every single flipping match day, I'm like, do you want me here or not? You do it then. You're the manager then. Why hire me? You want to come in and, run things? Do it. Not a problem. But I'll go. This is why you have to understand the dynamic of a dressing room is strictly players and manager. The manager is well within their rights in the dressing room to say no one is allowed to enter this dressing room. Even the owners. And that should be a precondition before employment. Before you actually get the job. Listen, if I come in, cool, no problem. It's, you're in charge of the club and whatnot. But listen, in terms of the dressing room and what I'm responsible for, please give me the freedom to be able to do what I need to do in that environment between me and the players only. I don't want to always go back, right? But it's an example, and it's not just with Roman Abramovich. It's example at other clubs. Where was the only time Roman actually found himself in the dressing room? And I don't want to make this comparison every single week because it gets old. But when you look at the other clubs as well, I'm sure it's the same at Manchester City with Sheikh Mansour, and it's the same elsewhere at successful clubs. When do you find the owners in the dressing room? When it gets seriously bad, right? Like it did against Brighton. This is why I'm saying no problem. Or when you've actually won a trophy. You've won the trophy, the owner makes his presence known in the dressing room. He comes to celebrate with the lads. That's it. There is no other reason for the owners to be in the dressing room apart from that. So listen, now it's honestly starting to look like, and I heard some people say this before, and I was like a little bit, no, maybe not, I'm not quite sure, but now it's looking even more clear as day. As day by day goes on, it looks clearer and clearer. It looks like these owners are just they just want to be hands-on everything, and they don't actually want to let the people that they have at the club who they've employed to actually do 100% of the job that they're employed to do. So it's not healthy. What came out as well is that apparently Todd Bowley himself went in on one senior player who has not been named. But I think it's pretty evident, and this is a theory. I'm only saying my opinion. I think it's Raheem Sterling. I think it's pretty evident and it's pretty clear. Apparently, after he was grilled down in training, he was completely disillusioned, was the word. I'm not surprised, and I'm not defending Sterling here, because Sterling has absolutely stunk up the place. But you have to also understand from a player's perspective, right? Because I believe these players can do much better. Much, much, much better. And I believe that there are players in this squad that don't belong at Chelsea Football Club overall. However, it's not 100% players. It's really not. And I think everyone has a portion to blame here. Everybody. So I'm not surprised that since when Potter was hired, even before that, maybe even before Tuchel got fired, this dressing room has had no stability whatsoever. As players, you're going to feel it. You think they're comfortable. They're not comfortable. They're probably scared for tomorrow. They are frightened, I'm sure. They are frightened to rock up to the bridge tomorrow. You think anyone actually wants to touch the ball in that environment? I have to say, it's not easy, but as professional footballers at this level, getting paid that much with all the resources and whatnot, there is no excuse to put in a performance like we saw against Brighton. This is what I'm saying. All the circumstances that's involved at the moment, including the manager, the owners, the club and whatnot, fair enough. You can understand why the players are affected. But, as I've always said, no matter what, at Chelsea Football Club, there's a bare minimum. And that applies to owner, that applies to manager, that applies to players. So, I also have to look at the players and go, look, some of them I truly don't believe are at the level required to play at Chelsea Football Club. They're just not. But, that's not helping as well in terms of the lack of confidence right now. Lack of management, let's be honest, right? We're talking about Frank Lampard's coming out and talking about tired legs. They're tired. They're tired. They've ran the second least amount of mileage in the Premier League. They're tired. got a squad of about 5 million players, right? Right, let's be honest. About what, 30, 35 lads, I think, in the squad? They're tired. It's actually mad. The only thing that I can look at is, yes, I do believe that the training sessions under Graham Potter were not intense enough. I do believe that, right? And I've seen only what I've seen with my own eyes. I truly believe, right, that it's not intense enough. But players also have their personal responsibilities to keep themselves at a level. I think players at that level, in terms of playing at Chelsea, top elite Premier League club, no matter what, at a training session, you should still be putting yourself through the paces, right? You have to maintain a level. If not, you're going to fall off. So there's no excuse. There is absolutely no excuse for players to not be fit enough. I don't think that's completely true. There's all sorts of scientific backup to be able to show that these players should be fit enough. With the amount of games that they've played this season, also the muscle memory, the intensity that they've put in previously, they know what the expectations are, because surely they're not unfit. Come on, have a day off. But there's no tactical leadership here whatsoever. These players are being told, yeah, go and have fun, lads, basically, It's a joke. The whole thing from top to bottom stinks. The whole thing. So it leads me into this game against Real Madrid. We're talking about comebacks and miracles. Are we serious? Are we actually serious? Look, it's going one way tomorrow. We know this is going one way tomorrow. We are going to get decimated. It's as simple as that. I hate to come on here and tell you guys that. I want this to end. I don't want to do another match preview for this season. I don't even want to do a review. If it's going to be like this, I just want to go cold, right? I'm not going to though, right? Because I enjoy doing this as a concept, and for all of you guys as well. I'm not just going to abandon you guys, but right now, truth has to be truth. I'm not going to shy away from the facts. We stink, and tomorrow against Real Madrid, they are going to rock up to the bridge and have fun. You think that it's going to be one of those days where we miraculously find a comeback. There is absolutely no footballing reason for us to make a comeback tomorrow. We have nothing on Real Madrid tactically. We have nothing on them even physically. They are coming to a smaller pitch. That's going to suit their football even more. Frank Lampard has said that he has studied the games from last season. I'm glad that he has, all right? But I genuinely don't think we're going to see any sort of input from those games into tomorrow at all, right? I think it's going to be pure vibes. Yo, go out there and, show us what Chelsea are about. Go on, lads. And then they're going to get decimated after 10 minutes. It's as simple as that. Carlo Ancelotti is going to have a field day tomorrow because we do not have a plan. There is no plan. There is no system. The system is non-existent. We don't have one. The Brighton game was evident. There is no system. You think Carlo Ancelotti is going to allow Real Madrid to lose against a team like Chelsea right now with no system? It doesn't make footballing sense. This is what I'm saying. There's no footballing reason for Chelsea to get a result tomorrow. We're just not there. It's basically borderline impossible. When you look at it, it's borderline impossible. When you think of this theoretically and realistically, it's impossible. You'd need Real Madrid to basically not show up for Chelsea to even think about getting a result. And then it leads me on to, well, who is going to play then? What are we actually going to do to give us some sort of hope, right? In terms of injuries and whatnot, we actually don't have any. The only ones that are not there are the ones that aren't in the Champions League squad, which kind of hurts us right now because a couple of the names in the Champions League squad, I think maybe, even though I don't think it makes much of a difference, but we could maybe do with them. Madueke is not in the Champions League squad. Badiashile put in a stinker against Brighton, let's be honest, but we could probably use him as well. Aubameyang. That's it. So if we're talking about the starting 11, I'm going to shift over to this now. Let me show you the starting 11 in terms of the best possible way to go, even though we know we're going to lose. This is the worst preview in the history of the world. Here it is anyway. Let me show you right now. Here is my starting 11. So, there we are. We've gone with Kepa in goal. We have, as much as I want to say no, back four, because we need to go and score goals, we would get decimated if we even think about going to a back four. You think Benzema and his mates are not going to exploit that? We will get ruined. We have to just go with what we even remotely know, which is the back three and a 3-4-3, not a 3-5-2, a 3-4-3. It's the closest thing that we have to knowing some sort of system for tomorrow. So Back three, Koulibaly, Thiago Silva and Fofana is all we can possibly go with. Chilwell has been suspended because he got sent off, which means Cucurella needs to go to the left-hand side. He cannot fill in at centre-back, which means that Koulibaly has to play. If he's fit enough... No, actually, hang on, sorry, I've just remembered. Has he got a hamstring? He won't be fit, will he? Oh, bloody hell. I'm going to leave all this in because this is an example of just how ridiculous Chelsea season has been. It's been a disaster. So this preview is a disaster as well. I'm going to keep all of this in because it's going to remain authentic, right? I'm going to at least be real with all of you. So this is now void, which means that what? We're going to have to go Chalobah? Chalobah, I'm guessing. Chalobah, maybe Fofana to fill in at left centre-back, Chalobah to go right centre-back, or we actually have to go to a back four. Which means we're getting killed. If we go to a back four, we're killed. We might as well just not continue. We're dead. We are actually dead. So this is what I'm saying. Look, can Chalobah play left centre-back? If not, look, I would go for Fofana left centre-back. And I'll change it on the screen. I'll change it on the screen as well, right? We'll go for Fofana left centre-back, Chalobah right centre-back. There's nothing else we can possibly do. Thiago Silva plays, has to play. Back three, we have to remain compact. If not, we'll get killed. We concede one, it's finished. Not like it's not finished already, but if we concede one, it's actually dead, and then it will get even more toxic, and I can't even imagine what tomorrow's going to be like. Reece James and Cucurella as wing-backs has to be done. Kante, Enzo in midfield is the only possible pivot we can go with that can bring us some sort of, I don't even want to say success, but some sort of, there's no vocabulary to even describe what we can do anymore. You know, some sort of competence. There we are. That's what I'm looking for. Some sort of competence. Kante and Enzo. You know, I'm expecting a good game from Kante, to be honest, because he always puts in a shift. And then the front three, I would actually go with these because there's nothing else we can do. Felix on the right, in order to allow Mudryk to go on the left, and then Kai Havertz has to come in. Because again, what else are we going to do? Sterling cannot play. Let me just say this now. Sterling cannot play. No way. Absolutely no way. Because we know what's gone down and it seems like it's him, and if it's him, don't get him into the starting 11. Because he would stink up the place even more. Not like it doesn't stink already, but he would make it rotten. The only exception that I have to this, which I don't want to do because I think we could do with the wingers, is to play one in behind two guys up top, which would probably mean Felix and Kai Havertz, and then you'd probably bring in Mason Mount. That's all we can possibly do. Except if we're going to go with a 3-4-3 like this, then it would mean having to either play Pulisic or Hakim Ziyech. Ziyech doesn't want to be here. He shouldn't be here, so don't involve him. Pulisic, would you play him ahead of Felix? Would you play him ahead of Mudryk? Personally, no. For tomorrow, no. Felix coming from Madrid, coming from La Liga, probably an asset we might be able to use, even though I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, but it's something. We're clutching at straws. We're clutching at straws here, people. Mudryk was one of the only slight positives against Brighton. May he continue that against Carvajal. And Kai Havertz has to come in because there's no one else that can go up top. So we're going to have to pray that he actually, kicks the ball in the direction of the goal. That's it. That's it. That's my starting 11. And in terms of a prediction, do I have to? Do I have to? I actually might not even give you a prediction. Because tomorrow could be embarrassing. Tomorrow could be something we've not seen before. If we, like Brighton at home just happened, you think Real Madrid. Real Madrid. Let me tell you how this game's going to go down. First 5 minutes, the crowd are going to do the utmost possible to be somewhat positive, right? Yeah, Chelsea, come on. After 5 minutes, it's going to die right down. It's just going to die right down. Because then we're going to see exactly what's going to happen. You best believe Chelsea might kick off the first 2 minutes with the ball. Real Madrid will take the ball and we won't see the ball again. That's it. We ain't seen the ball again. We'll get portions of the game where we'll have the ball. We'll lose it. We might get one shot. Not saying we're going to do nothing. We might get one shot. Maybe 2 shots. 2 off target. Don't think we're going to test Courtois tomorrow. I doubt it. Maybe 1 shot on target, if I'm going to guess. Apart from that, I think Real Madrid get an early goal. I just don't see how it doesn't happen. I think they get an early goal and then after that it's curtains. We could just, at that point pray. This is what it's going to come down to. When Real Madrid get that first goal, pray. Just pray. Whoever you believe in, Ramadan's coming to an end. So for us, we have a few days to be able to utilize the rest of Ramadan and pray the utmost that we can. If you're Christian, pray. If you're Jewish, pray. Even if you're flipping atheist, mate, just, get on your knees and do something. Because this is what's required at this point. There's nothing else we can possibly do. So in terms of a prediction, I'm actually, now, you know what? I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be real with you guys because I don't want to shy away. My prediction tomorrow is Chelsea 0, Real Madrid 3. I hate that I've just said that. I hate that I've just said that. But I'm going 3-0 Madrid. I don't see how it doesn't go any other way. So, there we are. I'll see you guys after the game. I'll see you after it's all said and done. Oh, man. I told you guys before April, put your seatbelts in, innit? Yeah, it turns out one seatbelt's not enough. We can't strap ourselves in with one. We're going to need about 10. Because this crash that's already commenced could be fatal. So, anyway, I'll see all of you tomorrow after it's all done. Let me know your thoughts down below, your predictions, your scores, your lineups, your thoughts, the whole dressing room stuff. Everything, Todd Bowley, everything. Let me know down below. Much appreciated, and I'll see you after it's done. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've somewhat enjoyed this, at least. Again, for the algorithm, hit the like button. Thank you very much. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, people, in a bit. Take care, and peace.